to the first Tower concert the Bethel Park Community Foundation sponsored. My name is John Walsh. I'm on the Board of Trustees for the Bethel Park Community Foundation. We welcome all of you for a series of 6 concerts, 3 in July and 3 in August. They're all here at the Community Foundation at the Community Center, and we certainly welcome you today. We seem to always kick off our series with the Community Band South, and we're very happy to have them here because they represent the community, Bethel Park, as well as the extended South Hills community very well. Under the direction of Dean Streeter, and I will turn over our concert series to Dean. Thank you again for attending.
We just dropped a note.
Yeah, at least one.
This is James Bennett. We both have the same shirt on. That at our 20th year, some people in the band decided that the conductor should look different, so they presented us with we decided this morning to go blue, right? Blue. That's good. Okay. There's so much to get ready with. The big microphone system doesn't work, so we're working with this gadget. At any rate, it's good to see everybody. You're coming back here. I appreciate it. There are 6 more concerts in this series, all sponsored by the Bethel Park Community Foundation. So we'll just get started. Okay, Jim? I couldn't hear you. We were too loud? Okay. It's a nice arrangement of the Star Spangled Banner beginning in it by James Swearingen. So we try to dress it up as much as we can. It's tough to sing because it's in B flat. We're going to play a march now called NORAD Defenders. And much to my surprise, when I was looking over Google on my computer this morning, what did I see in the second news paragraph of the word NORAD, N-O-R-A-D, which I haven't seen there for a long time. But anyway, that's the North American Air Defense System. And this is a march written to the band that belonged to that division. And they did good stuff on the news. Nothing wrong with it. Here, it's a nice new march for you. That's a nice march. Light shows off the different parts of the band. We have all the instruments in the concert band here producing different sounds. And the next piece we're going to play is called Music Makers by Alpha Reed. And music, is kind of bold of him to say we are music makers of music because it involves so much. More than just tunes, just melody line. A lot of times, he did a great piece of work with this, and that all the aspects of music he tries to incorporate in this one piece called Music Makers. It's a concert piece, so I'll warn you about that right off the bat. It's about 4.5 minutes long, and in that length of time, we hope to show you dynamics up and down, articulation, articulating, the sounds of each section, like you heard the clarinet section, the low register over here in that last piece. And so we try to employ all the tones that these instruments can make. And so this is a show-off piece for a band. It's written for a concert band, and he composed it with the band in mind. What instruments playing the various parts that you're going to hear are in his head. He didn't write it on piano first and then transcribe it. This is an original piece for this kind of a band. We're lucky to have this group. We've been together almost 27 years, right, Jim? And some of these people have been with us all that time. In other cases, they're new with the band. But I hope you like this piece. It has a lot of melody in it. It's just not melody, it's rhythm, it's harmony, it's balance, it's tone. You should enjoy those various facets of music. Okay.
We're going to return to the world of marches. This is a march that I had not heard until this year, even though it was written in 1921, between the First World War and Second World War. It was written by the bandmaster at West Point, and it's entitled West Point March. And if you've ever listened to military marches, there are many in here that you would have heard. There are specifically directed toward West Point. We hope you enjoy West Point March. Next piece is titled Fortress Variations, written by a man named Tim Waters. And Tim has written a lot of music for band, but he was in, I think he was in Utah when he heard this, but it was done by St. Olaf's Choir. And they had done a magnificent arrangement of A Mighty Fortress Is Our God. And when he heard it, he was inspired to write this piece, Fortress Variations. think we all know the name John Williams. John Williams was director of Boston Pops for a number of years. But John Williams probably has written more background music for films than any other composer of our time. And we're going to listen to just a couple of things now in a piece called John Williams Swings. And it's the Cantina Band section from, what movie was that? Star Wars. And then something he did for another movie, and maybe you don't know where this came from, but it's called Swing, Swing, Swing. And of course it's an adaptation of a tune from the 40s. Hope you enjoy John Williams Swings.
Did you ever see the show, Man of La Mancha? There's a lot of good music. There's a lot of good music from Man of La Mancha. And this is in a medley, kind of like the last piece we heard. The tunes from the show. It's a very dramatic play. La Mancha was demented, and he thought he was a knight, and he went out and battled windmills, you know, and that kind of thing. And he didn't know what was going on. He thought he was a noble man, and he was out pursuing the quest. And there are a lot of interesting things. There are beautiful tunes in it, and so hope you like this. gee, I'm pleased with that. And the concert so far, these people all do work like everybody else during the first 8 hours of every day. You go to work, they face lawyers, teachers, doctors, all the way, in every profession you can find. And I'm so pleased with what they're doing. They're making music on their own time, and nobody gets paid a cent. No, that's the big part about it. Jim and I talked about this in 1987 and said, we got to continue this after we retire. And so to keep us off the streets, they didn't want us out in public, so we put it in a room where we can beat up on these people like we did our high school kids. No, but it's fun. I'm standing in the back, they're listening, and they're doing a good job. I appreciate everything you do. Carl King was almost a parallel to Sousa. Some people thought he might have been, but Sousa had a military background with the Marine Band and so on. Carl King had a circus background. So he traveled from the time he was a young kid to circuses and wrote a different kind of approach to the march. He also, at the turn of the century, when ragtime became interesting, he had a favorite drum in his old hometown in Ohio named Rosie. So he wrote this piece for him called Ragged Rosie, and it has that little feeling of ragtime.
like now to do Les Mis for you, music from Les Miserables. And we just wanted to tune a little bit because there are some things that are exposed here. And if they're not in tune, you'll know. So we'll hope it makes a difference. The music from Les Miserables. Thank you. I had said earlier that I'd never heard that West Point March. Well, we're going to do another march for you that happens to be by John Philip Sousa that I had not heard before. It's titled Keeping Step with the Union, and it was written in the 1920s, but it was about a speech that was made in 1855, just prior to the Civil War, by a congressman whose subject was, if you're not flying the red, white, and blue, you're not in step with the Union. We hope you enjoy Keeping Step with the Union by John Philip Sousa, after which we will take a 15-minute intermission.
It's the return of the St. Valentine Parish Summer Festival, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's back and it's bigger and better than ever. We will have the best hot homemade dinners in our air-conditioned Frawley Hall, priced at only $8 per person. They'll be served nightly from 4 until 7 p.m. If you have a sweet tooth, we'll also have a booth packed with fried dough, funnel cake, Rita's Italian ice, and homemade lemonade. There'll be plenty of games and prizes for both kids and grown-ups to enjoy. And there'll be great entertainment as well, featuring Ray J and the Carousels, the Maha GB Blues Band, and Johnny Angel and the Halos. So circle your calendars for the St. Valentine's Summer Festival. Bring your friends and relatives for 3 consecutive nights of family entertainment and great food. That's the St. Valentine's Summer Festival, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. See you there.
Bethel Park Community Center wanted me to let you know that on Tuesdays we have our farmers market here. It's on the lower parking lot, the farmers market, on Tuesdays. So Tuesdays on the lower level is the farmers market. So if you haven't experienced Bethel Park's community farmers market, please stop on Tuesday from 3 to 7 p.m. So the Bethel Park Community Foundation is the supporter of the summer concert series. And every one of the 6 concerts is here at the community center. The foundation our focus is basically the facilities, arts, recreation, and education in the community. And we appreciate your support, whether it's here today or whether you come to our Bethel Bounty, our fundraiser event in November here at the community center. It's a great event. It's just like a grazing event of all kinds of food and restaurants and their wares, and it's a really nice way to support the community. You can also go on our website, bpcf.org, and learn more about the Bethel Park Community Foundation, the different committees involved in the organization. We also have a treasure chest here tonight or this afternoon. You can make a donation on your way out. This helps the foundation in general. Like I said, our facilities, our arts, and the recreation and education in the community. I would have to say that we have a group of about 70 musicians today. They clearly show their passion and love for music, and we're really blessed to be able to enjoy your talent today. So, without any further announcements, I'll turn it over to Dean. And incidentally, Dean did serve for many years on our foundation, and he was on the arts committee, and it was his brainstorm to have a Summer Tower concert series. And this was about 10 years ago. So because of his idea and his follow-through and his passion and love, we are all here enjoying the beautiful music of the Community Band South.
This is a 50-50 deal. Jim and I were on this together, so it's not just my doing. Do you all know who that was? Who John? You know him? How many do not know who he is? He owns Bethel Bakery. I thought that if you want to butter somebody up there, butter, yeah, sugar them up a bit. I'm always chasing rainbows.
Well, we have, I never do what I'm about to do, okay? I never tell anybody when anybody else's birthday is. But we have somebody who tomorrow will be 90 in the band. And that would be Joseph Bonadio. And I promise the rest of you, when you're 90, I'll introduce you too. Okay? All right. I'm going to dedicate this piece to Joe because he lived through most of this. This is music of Glenn Miller. Okay? How old were you when Glenn Miller was around, Joe? 20s, okay. It includes In the Mood, Moonlight Serenade, I Got a Gal in Kalamazoo, Serenade in Blue, Little Brown Jug, and that's it. Oh, At Last. At Last is in there. Arranged by a guy named Warren Barker, who does a lot of really nice stuff. In the Miller Mood. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being here today. We always enjoy the Tower concert. We're glad to be able to kick these concerts off in the summer. And if you know the words to the next one, sing away. I'm not going to give you a title. I'm just going to tell you it's our national march, which means this must be the end. Unless you applaud really, really hard, then Dean may have a surprise for you. Not our national march, yet a very popular march and a great way to end. Americans We.
Let's show our appreciation with another round of applause. Truly an outstanding performance. To all 67 members. Before the concert tonight, Dean had given me a piece of paper that said, the lineup of all the songs for today. And then there was a comment to the musician that said that there would be no practice tomorrow if there was a perfect performance today. So let's show them that it was a perfect performance. Great job. Next week is the Big Band Memories at the same time, and we thank you for your contribution. Have a wonderful Sunday.